This video is on the objective point estimates, margins of error, and confidence intervals. And it's just the first problem I'm coming across in the Newton Alta homework. Okay, so if you're doing this for the first time, please click on more instruction to see more about it. Read up on more about what the objective is about. I'm hoping you're doing that. I'm also hoping that you've read the introduction to chapter 8 in your OpenStax statistics book and practice some examples and problems in that book as well. Alright, so the question here is: an online store sells flower arrangements for birthdays and other special events. In a review of their production costs, the online store found that the mean wholesale cost of one shipment of vases or vases was $54. And notice the X bar, right, is the mean of a sample, right, just one shipment of vases, with a margin of error of $5. Alright, so margin of error is kind of like the give or take. If you've heard that expression before, it's when you're making guesses. What we're doing, what a confidence interval is, right? They're talking about constructing a confidence interval for the mean. But what a confidence interval is, it's a guess. Very often you don't know the population mean. So what you do is you you make a guess based on sample means. So our guess here is $54, right? $54 is our sample mean. And then with a margin of error of $5, so this broadens the guess as to what the population mean is. All right, so $54, plus or minus 5. That's what this margin of error is. Right? It just gives us a cushion on either side of our sample mean when we're trying to guess the population mean. All right, so I'll write this stuff out on paper. All right, so this sample mean, right, was $54. Let's put the dollar sign. All right, $54. And this is our initial guess at the population mean. Remember, the symbol for population mean was that Greek letter mu. This is given a name, this initial guess for the population mean. The initial guess is sometimes referred to as just a point estimate, and you've seen those words in the title of the objective. It was point estimates, margins of error, and confidence intervals. And they gave us the margin of error. Now, you might see that abbreviated MOE for margin of error. You might also see it abbreviated as just ME or EBM for error bound of the margin of error, error bound, EBM. Any of these three mean the same thing. They're all this margin of error. And we were told that the margin of error on the mean was $5. Okay, and again, this margin of error is kind of like a give or take on our guess of the population mean. It's a give or take on our guess of the population mean. So then we put these together to create what's called a confidence interval. Now again, a confidence interval is a range of guesses. It's a range of guesses as to what the population mean is based on our sample means. It's a range of guesses as to what the population mean is. All right, and the way this is formed, now you'll see this written in multiple fashions. One is we could say that mu. We're going to guess that mu, the population mean, falls between our point estimate plus the margin of error the point estimate, the sample mean, our first guess, our initial guess at the population mean, that's going to be right in the middle of this confidence interval, right in the middle. And at the upper end, the upper bound, is the point estimate plus the margin of error. Let's put MOE again. And then the lower bound, point estimate minus the margin of error. So here we would say that we guess that if our sample mean was $54 with a margin of error of $5, we would say our confidence interval, when we're trying to guess what the population mean is, it's between 54 plus 5, so $59, right? 54 plus 5, and 54 minus 5, $49. All right, so we would say that we are reasonably certain. Now, we're going to talk about later in another objective something called a confidence level. You'll be asked to create 90% confidence intervals or 95%, 99%. That percentage, that confidence level, is just the level of confidence that you have that your guess is correct. All right, so what you'd be saying is that I have a certain percentage confidence. There's a certain percentage probability that the true value of mu, right, the population mean, falls somewhere between $49 and $59. That is, of course, if my sample mean was 54 and the margin of error we found was $5. And we'll talk about how to find margins of error in future examples as well. So you can see it written this way, or in interval notation. It is a confidence interval, and you may recall interval notation from perhaps a prior algebra class you've taken, where you have the lower bound written, then a comma, and then the upper bound written, and then some parentheses around that. And this means the same thing. We're saying that I'm reasonably certain that the population mean, the true mean of the mean cost in dollars of one shipment of vases, is somewhere between $49 and $59 based on the information that was given to me. All right, so for this lower bound here, I'm putting 49. For this upper bound, 59, and submit. And hooray. And then again, read through the answer explanations just to make sure you understand what's going on, especially if you got something wrong. read through the answer explanations, and perhaps you might again have to go back and click on more instruction. Okay, so that's it for this first example on this objective. There will be more to come, and thanks for watching.